Let's touch on this naira. It hit a 5-week high today, 159.45 against the US dollar. It's been stuck at around 160. So is this positive news that we're starting to see a bit of strength coming through?
Hello, Eleni. Yes, it is positive news. Like you said, the naira is 160 in the interbank market, and it's trending in the same direction as central bank. For the last two auctions at the central bank, we've seen a revaluation in total more than 50 kobo, from about 156.05 to 157.05 to 156.5, which is where levels are now. And we're seeing a similar action now in the interbank market. We also think we're seeing some support. It looks like we have some positive FDI flows into the country, which was probably something to do with the current high level of interest rates, and there's very little restriction on foreign investment.
Let's also touch on the auction today. Around 150 billion naira sold. Give us an indication of the kind of yields we're looking at, because we saw very high yields coming through last week. What was it like today?
Well, we actually had record-breaking highs last week. We saw 17.5%, and that's not a rate we've seen since October of 2011. But what we're seeing today, we predict that there's going to be significant demand. Yes, we have 150 billion roughly, 50 billion in the 91 days, 50 billion in 182 days, and 50 billion in 1 year. And we see, especially for the longer tenors, the 6 months and the 1 year, we suspect that there's going to be very high level of demand. So we think yields will come down. Our prediction is for yields to be between 14.7 and 15 for the 91-day tenors, in the range of 16% for the 182 days, and we don't think we'll see 17.5 for the 1 year, maybe slightly sub 17 or maybe 17.1, but not as high as 17.5.
Well, I mean, let's just go back to the naira, you know, the range between 150 and 160, and as you mentioned, in the secondary market, we actually see the naira trading at 161, 162. The CBN pays a lot of cognizance to the fact that it's slightly higher there. Clearly, a lot of intervention is expected. Isn't this going to draw down reserves?
Well, we've been able to manage. I mean, if you look at what happened through 2011, the naira was bound in a range of 3%, around maybe a slightly lower base, 150. That has moved to 155 now. But if you look at the reserves from the beginning to the end of the year, they were pretty stable. Sometimes you'd see a dip of about 2 billion, and then it would come up again. Reserves never went below 30 billion. They were always in the range of maybe 33 to 36. So we think we'll see that coming through this year. There should be some stability around reserves. Maybe it would fluctuate. We expect to see some level of fluctuation, but generally we think we'll be able to maintain those bands, and we're seeing some positive news coming through, like we said, the interbank market at 159.50.
Yeah. So no OMO operation this week, basically, open market operations that came through this week. What kind of expectations do we have for OMO to be implemented going forward?
On the interest rates, Eleni?
Yes, the OMO operations.
No, because we had a primary auction. The primary auction results, we expect them out later this evening. And then for the OMO, there might be one tomorrow. There was one yesterday, but no sales were recorded. We've been having OMO auctions almost every day for about 4 working days. There was a holiday on Monday. We might see one tomorrow. It depends on what happens at today's primary auction bid, especially given the fact that the one for yesterday was cancelled, probably due to maybe exceptionally high rates.